We're going to look at order of operations today. This is a really important skill because this allows you to solve equations, it allows you to work with polynomials, it's all sorts of things. And if we can do it, this section is just using straight numbers, no variables or anything. If you get good at this, then when you add in a variable, it's not so bad. When you start having to solve equations and follow these rules, it's not so bad. So this is a key skill. A lot of you may not even be familiar with the phrase order of operations, but you may have heard of BEDMAS. Well, BEDMAS is an acronym or a mnemonic to help you remember the order in which you do everything. And I'm sure you know it, but brackets. Okay, so whatever's in the brackets, exponents, division and multiplication. And I don't know if you can see it, but it says in the order they appear, and addition and subtraction in the order they appear. Some people may have learned BEDMAS because call them parentheses instead of brackets. Whatever, I'm going to use BEDMAS. So I want to do a few clarifications first and a little practice, and that'll be actually all this video is. First thing to know is the brackets mean if there's something in the brackets to actually do. So if you look at this question, there's something in the brackets to do. So this is brackets, and it's going to be the first thing you would do in that question, whereas this is multiplication, because even though there's brackets, there's nothing to do with in the brackets. So you would do this part first, you get an answer, and then you'd answer, which is like 21, and then you go 21 times 5, which I think is 105. Okay? Same thing with this one. With this question, this part is first, and then on this one, this is actually the part you do first because that's an exponent. And I'm just going to cross that out because you know what? I don't know what I was trying to think of last night when I was writing that. Oh, now I do. If there's multiple sets of brackets, so 6 plus 5, 3 plus 8 minus 4, something like that. So you can stack brackets, and a lot of times when they do that, you'll use square brackets and then round brackets. You always work from the inside out. There'll be some examples later on that look like this, but I just want to say this is the one that you would do first. So you work inside out when you do those. All right, exponents, I know you know those are the small numbers up on top. So in this question, 4 squared, or 4 to the power of 2. 4 is called the base, and 2 is the exponent. And it's really just shorthand for saying 4 times 4. The base is what you write. The exponent tells you how many times you're multiplying it together. So if we look at this one, 5 to the 4th power, that means 5 is the base, 4 is the exponent, and it's shorthand for going 5 times 5 times 5. Now I just noticed here I didn't have brackets on the first one, here I do. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, and then if you needed to, you could work out what that answer was. All right, so for division and multiplication, just like it's back on screen, what it says, you do it in the order they appear. So in this question, we would go 4 times 5 first. Let me just do it over here. This part's first, so 4 times 5 is 20. Divide by 10. 20 divided by 10 is 2. And there's your answer. So always read left to right. On this one, we'll do it over here. So 10 divided by 4 times 2. Even though it looks like it'd be easier to do the 4 times 2 first, we always go left to right. So we would go 10 divided by, excuse me, 10 divided by 4, which is 2.5 times 2. And 2.5 times 2 is 5. And that's a very different answer than if you took 10 and divided it by 8. Notice when you're doing order of operations, and just generally in all math, you want to always work down. Okay, just keep working down if you're worried about wasting paper, then do several questions on the same page, but always work down. Don't put equal signs and no, please don't do that. Okay. Last part here, addition and subtraction are worked in the order they appear, similar to this question. So even though your brain might say, oh, well, 12 minus 2, that's really easy. That's going to be 10. You need to do it in order. So 6 and 12 is 18 minus 2. 18 minus 2 is 16. Now, I realize that in this very specific question, if you did 12 minus 2 is 10 plus 6, it would work. But that doesn't always happen. Let me see. If I go 6 minus 12 plus 2. So if I do it right, 6 minus 12, this part comes first. It's minus 6 plus 2. Minus 6 plus 2 is minus 4. And I'm going to do big letters. Wrong way. If I chose to do this part first, I'm going to get 6 minus 14. 6 minus 14 is minus 8. So you get different answers. This is the way this is the right way. So do it in order. All right, so don't panic. Those look really scary, but all I want to do in each of the questions, highlight the part you would do first. Don't worry about the whole question. And what you do is I'm going to write BEDMAS in the middle. And you go through each of these, and whichever one you hit first in your question is the one that you do first. Well, this one's easy. I got brackets. So this is the part I'm going to do first. Add those together. Now, if I look at this one, okay, now don't get fooled. This bracket, I'm going to mark it. That's multiplication. When we have brackets, this B is when you have something to do within the brackets. So there's no brackets, there's no exponents, there's no division, but there is multiplication. So this part gets done first. Okay, I suggest you turn off the camera, turn off the video now, do the next 3 or 4, turn it back on, check, do some more, check. I think I'm going to say it in every single video. Don't just sit there and watch the video and let me do all the work. That just means you're getting really good at watching videos. I would prefer you got really good at doing math. So, turn off the camera. I trust you. No. Okay, let's look at the next one. So we got 42 plus 32 divided by 2. There's no brackets, there's no exponents, but there's a division. So that's going to be what I do first. Okay. Number 4 is a little bit tricky. We definitely have 2 sets of brackets. I think when you're starting out, you probably should just do the first set of brackets. That would be the first thing. Technically, and it won't hurt you if you did both sets of brackets at the same time because they're the same level. But if you're not sure, if you have like a number of brackets or a bunch of exponents, you can always do them one at a time going left to right. We got next one, 15 plus 2 minus 42 times 6. All right, so no brackets, no exponents, no division, we got multiplication. And there we go. Okay, let's try this out. It's a little dot thing in there. That's not a mistake. That is, remember when you looked at, I'm not sure if you've watched that video on solving equations yet. If you didn't, multiplication can be represented by a dot. kind of depends on what questions you're looking at. So multiplication can be 4.7. It could be 4 bracket 7. It could be bracket 4 bracket, whoops, 7. You could use an asterisk in there. Okay, that star thing. Most of the time, you're not going to see that, because that looks, I know it's a multiplication sign, but once you start solving equations, it looks an awful lot like an X, and then it gets confusing. Is it an X or is it a multiply sign? So this is rare. I'm probably going to stop using that. Sorry, little digression there. All right. Anyway, we got multiplication. Oh, we got subtraction. And then we even have an exponent. So that is what we have. All right, the next one, I can see right away. We've got a subtraction sign, we've got a division sign, and the one that shows up there first is going to be division. 24 minus 8 plus 2. See, it's a really simple question, but a lot of people's minds are going to want to do crazy things, but do it in order. I know 8 and 2 is 10, and that looks like you should do it first, but don't. There, that one's first. 19 minus 7 divided by 4 plus 11. Well, I got something to do in my bracket, so that's it. Ooh, look at that nice long one. 54 divided by 6 plus 2 times 8 minus 3 times 4. There's that dot showing up for multiplication again. So within a set of brackets, you can even have order of operations. So in this big long question, that's the part you do first. All right, and that's all there is for this video.